Welcome back to the Daily Crypto Roundup, the podcast where we cut through the noise and give you what's really moving the market. Today's session is stacked. Bitcoin's holding steady but flashing caution signs. Fundstrat's Mark Newton is calling for Ethereum to hit 5,500 in just weeks. Pantera Capital has made Solana its biggest bet ever, with over $1.1 billion on the line. And corporate treasuries are starting to add Sol to the books. On the flip side, meme tokens and GameFi projects are bleeding again as the September curse rolls on. We'll talk about what's driving it, where analysts see the next moves, and what you need to watch as this week unfolds. But first, let's check where prices are sitting right now. Bitcoin is trading around $115,500, consolidating after a strong move earlier in the month. Ethereum is steady near 4,520, with buyers waiting for the next catalyst. Solana is holding around $235, a key level as analysts debate whether momentum can carry it higher. XRP is hovering just under $3, waiting for ETF headlines to land in October. AVAX is around 29.5, Dogecoin is trading at 27 cents, and Litecoin sits close to $90. Together, the total crypto market cap is holding just over $4.1 trillion. Now, on to the first big theme. Bitcoin's calm at 115,500. Historically, September is one of the worst months for crypto, but Bitcoin is bucking that trend so far. The Economic Times noted today that Bitcoin is consolidating in a symmetrical triangle pattern, reflecting cautious optimism. Traders are balancing two forces: hopes of US rate cuts and hesitation while waiting for the Federal Reserve's clearer signals. This balance shows up in order books and funding rates. Longs are there, but they're not yet overstretched. Analysts say support sites around 115,400. Resistance near 117,000. Macro desks in New York are saying it plainly. If Powell confirms cuts are in play, Bitcoin has the cleanest setup. If not, the range tightens and alts lag. Kathy Wood of ARK Invest reminded investors just last week that ETFs are reshaping flows, anchoring Bitcoin as a core allocation. Eric Balchunas from Bloomberg doubled down, calling ETF inflows sticky capital, the kind that sits in retirement accounts rather than chasing pumps. That's why Bitcoin feels heavy at the lows and steady at resistance. Institutions are buying dips methodically. Next, Ethereum. Fundstrat's Mark Newton, their global head of technical strategy, put out a call today. ETH could hit $5,500 by mid-October. He sees support between 43.75 and 44.18. Zones he calls attractive buy areas. Newton argues that the structure is bullish because ETH has been able to hold above 4,500, even while alt sentiment cooled. This forecast adds weight to the idea that Ethereum, not just Bitcoin, will see ETFs boost flows as institutional players scale exposure to Layer 1 smart contract platforms. For retail investors, this sounds ambitious, but Newton's track record is worth noting. He called earlier breakouts in Bitcoin at 60,000 and in Nvidia stock ahead of its latest run. His thesis is that ETH is consolidating for a fast leg higher, and with ETF optimism building, the path is open. Traders will watch closely whether the 43.75 floor holds. If it does, the technical picture lines up with his October target. Now to Solana, and this is a big one. Pantera Capital, one of the most established crypto hedge funds, has revealed Solana is now its largest single bet. $1.1 billion of exposure. That's bigger than their Bitcoin or Ethereum positions, which is a statement in itself. Dan Moorhead, Pantera's founder, explained that Solana's speed, developer traction, and expanding ecosystem make it the most asymmetric bet right now. Remember, Pantera isn't chasing memes. This is a fund with institutional LPs, pension money, and family offices. For them to go overweight Sol is a green flag to other big funds that Solana isn't just beta, it's core. What does that mean for holders? It signals that major capital is comfortable treating Sol not just as a speculative alt, but as infrastructure. And it lines up with another story today. Helios Medical Technologies, a Nasdaq-listed company, announced it's raising $500 million and will use some of those funds to acquire Solana for its corporate treasury. This echoes the early days of Tesla buying Bitcoin. It's corporate adoption creeping in. And it tells us that treasuries aren't just eyeing BTC anymore. They're diversifying into other layer ones. Combine these two developments and you see the narrative forming. Hedge funds are overweight Sol, and corporates are starting to follow. That's the foundation of a bull case that doesn't rely solely on retail. Analysts are already flagging that if Sol breaks and holds above 242, the move to 250 is in play. And Pantera's bet suggests there's conviction for more. Meanwhile, not everything is green. Dogecoin and the broader meme and GameFi tokens are sliding again. Crypto News reported that meme names like Doge and Pengu have been hit hardest in the last 24 hours, even as Bitcoin held firm. This is the flip side of September. The curse is real for the weakest corners of the market. Analysts warn that unless Bitcoin pushes decisively higher, retail will keep trimming meme exposure first. For Dogecoin specifically, 27 cents has been a decent floor, but without catalysts like payments adoption headlines, it risks drifting lower in the short term. So where does this leave us? Bitcoin is steady, holding its range. Ethereum has a bold forecast, pointing to 5,500. Solana is seeing billion-dollar bets from hedge funds and even corporate treasury adoption. Meme tokens are bleeding, reminding us that not all corners of the market are equal. Looking forward, here's what I'm watching. 1. The Federal Reserve. Rate signals will dictate whether Bitcoin breaks resistance this month. 2. ETH ETF chatter. If Newton's call is right, October could be an explosive month. 3. Solana inflows. If Pantera's bet sparks copycats, Sol could lead the next alt rally. 4. Meme sentiment. If retail comes back in waves, Doge can stabilize. But without that, it stays heavy. The theme of the day is conviction. Institutions are showing conviction in Bitcoin and Sol. Analysts are showing conviction in ETH. But memes are fading because conviction isn't there. This division will shape the next leg of the cycle. That's it for today's daily crypto roundup. If you want to stay ahead of the curve, follow us here on Spotify, drop your thoughts in the comments, smash like, and we will see you at the top.